We're going to be reacting to Soviet Superman kills Comrade Stalin.
This
This is
was
a very interesting video clip that she showed me, and I think it's actually a very good demonstration of how nuanced the character of Superman slash Clark Kent can be, especially in this very unique interpretation of his character, which has him land in the Soviet Union instead of, central Kansas.
exactly. It's surreal. Also, I'm really surprised they did not give him a name. I don't know. I'm just gonna in my fanon I'm gonna call him Lukion.
Oh my gosh, like, that character of yours from your project 70 Fierce Years, Lukion.
Yes, I was also naming it because number one, it says that this guy was raised on a collective farm in Ukraine. So Lukian is sort of a Southern Russian Ukrainian type of name. Also, too, Lokion means like light. So
Mhm.
Superman's always connected with the sun, a bringer of light. So I'm gonna in my fanon. Sorry to all the fanboys. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him Lukion. Look at that.
Yes.
Look how she.
So, are you ready to watch the video? And we're going to pause whenever we want to talk about the dialogue and also how Superman is portrayed and also how the Soviet Union is portrayed. Because, we're both kind of interested in Russian culture and we always critique, both of us, how American media portrays the USSR slash Russia.
Yes, definitely. We definitely want to do that because you do get tired of the Russophobia and you get tired of the cranberry tree planting. So we're definitely going to be giving our critiques, but also how much we're enjoying this. It's unusual, but it does have some good points. It does have some highlights in it.
Right. All right, let's go.
Oh, this poor kid. Oh, poor Svetlana. That's
So
that's
that's his love interest, right?
yeah, well, it was like his childhood friend, and she went missing for a long time when he got adopted and he was 12, and he never knew what happened to her. It turns out she was imprisoned in a gulag all those years because she knew his identity, and the state thought of her as like a threat to his identity.
That makes sense.
That's sad.
And, this is why, he questions a lot of things in this clip. And as we will see, he goes against another man of steel, Stalin, because Stalin's name means man of steel, literally.
Literally, that's what the comments on YouTube were saying.
Hmm.
It's out of space. Oh my gosh, I just need to hug this poor man.
So
Good lord.
Svetlana also has red hair, which is interesting because the traditional portrayals of Lois Lane, who is, Superman's love interest, she has black hair.
Yes, exactly. And the sad thing is, this is actually early in the movie, from what I'm reading on the plot, because I have not watched this whole movie. Um, she gets killed off very early, but this Superman does not have really any love interest. Even his friendship with Wonder Woman is kind of functional, and it actually gets pretty brutal because it just becomes utilitarian.
I see.
Yeah. All these soft redheads. Oh, breaking my heart. Oh.
Like Malka, right?
Yes, protect Malka at all costs.
Right. For those who are new, Malka is my character from my Tapas graphic novel, The Book of Joel. And she's also romantically entwined with a dark haired man who,
Yes,
she
he's back.
compares a little bit to Clark Kent, but he's very different in many other ways, though. His name is Joel. But
He's
yes, we will
handsome.
be referencing him throughout this reaction video.
Yes, he's handsome and well built.
Not as muscular as Clark Kent, though, who is, basically like the
Well,
Rock.
well, I mean, it is a Kryptonian person. So, oh my.
Explain that to me. Help me to understand how, why.
Oh my gosh, he's speaking with the Russian accent.
The accent, it's not as corny as I thought it would be, but you're never gonna believe who voices him.
No, I don't know. Go ahead
Hold
and tell
on,
me.
hold on. Jason Isaacs.
What?
That's Jason Isaacs
Really?
doing a
You
Russian
mean from Harry
accent.
Potter, the
Yes,
guy who
yeah.
plays Draco's dad, right?
Draco's dad, and also all those other scary characters. He's using a Russian accent. That is so surreal. I didn't when I saw that, I was like, that can't be his voice, because usually we all know Malfoy's
Mhm.
voice, right? It's so
Right.
iconic in the Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly.
This is him.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I thought it was an American actor also. I didn't think they would, get someone from the UK to do this. Because
He does a
usually
lot of voice
when you
acting.
hire someone to do accents, right, it's usually an American, I noticed.
That's true. There are a lot. I mean, I know Isaacs does a lot of voice acting on the side. For example, he played Zhao in Avatar.
FMA?
No, 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 no. He was in Avatar. He played Zhao.
I don't know who the character
General
from
Zhao.
Avatar.
Yeah, from Avatar. He was the one that oh, he was like a reoccurring character. He was always like trying to plot against Zuko.
Oh, okay, I see. I didn't know that he was in Atzla. That's interesting because
Yeah.
I did not know he would be in, something that's so different from his usual genre. Like I was expecting something very gothic
I
or,
know,
horror or
like
something.
horror, but no, this is
Yeah.
weird. I did not I was blown away when I saw, cuz I thought they were going to hire an American, like there were a lot of American voice actors I thought would have done a good job with this, but you know what? His accent's not as bad as I thought it would be. No one can really do an authentic Russian accent well, just because you have to know how the Slavic sound system sounds like, which is
Mhm.
what I try to do whenever I try to mimic a character's voice. So
Mhm.
I've gotten good feedback. So no one's yelled at me that it sounds horrible. So you have to learn sound systems and languages.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright, let's continue listening.
Okay.
You could do this.
I
So
tried to
handsome.
protect you, my son. To keep you
Superman, not the other jackass.
untainted by the grim.
Right, so it seems like Stalin is his adoptive father in this AU.
Yes, yes, he is. When Superman, who was never given a name, but I'll call him Lucian, I'm going to call him Lukasha, um, gets it when he's 12 years old. The Soviet state discovers his powers, and he's adopted by Stalin. Prior to that, it looks like he had been raised by, I guess, this random couple on a collective farm in Ukraine.
Right, and does he talk to them anymore? Like, who is he more close to? Is it Stalin or the
It's going
couple?
to be Stalin, because unfortunately with this, now I haven't watched the movie nor have I read the comics, but nothing in the summaries have told me about the people who raised him from infancy. So I do not know these people. Who are they like? What are their names even? So at this point, unless I see evidence contrary, unless I watch the whole film and I see his parents, or I read the comic, which I don't think I'll read the comic because the artwork is so weird and it really deviates from this. Um, I would just watch the whole film. Uh, that's one failure I think about. And honestly, I wish I could have written something like this, because I would have filled in the plot holes and to maybe to be a little more culturally
Mhm.
sensitive. But I think
Right.
but he is very close with Stalin, which is weird because he doesn't see Stalin's true nature, which, as history shows, Stalin. Oh, that's my reaction to
Right.
Stalin.
Right, but we will see it here, he
Yeah,
does react to him
I think he does,
finally.
because he sees his true colors now.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
realities of government.
I asked you why.
Because as much as it breaks my heart,
Really?
it is necessary.
How could such atrocities be necessary?
What you call atrocities, I call terrible necessities.
Yes, every
For our
government.
vision of a better
Not
world to
Yeah,
succeed,
he's
government.
not
we
gonna take
must
this
weed out the
lightly.
No, he
insurgents.
ain't.
The weak, the ones whose minds have been poisoned against the state.
This
They're
deal.
human beings.
You're like a blind kitten, comrade. So good,
Who
so
uses
pure.
that comparison?
But you
Blind
just
kitten.
can't
That ain't a
see.
Russian comparison.
Right, exactly, and well, this is gonna actually,
Language.
lead to something kind of dark. As we talked about on our podcast, link in the description, sometimes Superman does feel very pure and, he does feel overly idealized. But as me and Tete have explored, that actually is a darker side of him because sometimes he just sticks to his ideals so much that it turns into something else, something dark.
It does. It really does. It turns into something else, because that determination to go down that path and stick to that conviction regardless of cost, whether that might even be lives, which is scary, because you're thinking almost in this term, like Stalin's talking about necessities of not atrocity per se, not in that viewpoint of that mindset, but like, I guess we'll just have to kill people to save a million, which is
Mhm.
not morally ethical or right or anything. Nobody should be doing anything of that sense. Not to go on political moral spiel here, but there's something
Mhm.
wrong with that mindset. Don't do it. Don't. No,
Right. So in this case, it's not really a dark ending. I think it's a well-deserved ending,
because
but
it's
this kind of
Stalin.
thinking, this kind of obsession with proving his own ideals right at all cost will later bite him in the back.
It will. It will. It's scary how he just goes down this dark path, and I honestly wish they could have explored this more. I'm almost tempted to write my own fan fiction. Maybe
Go
this summer.
You
We'll see what I
should.
think about it.
You must understand. You must believe that everything I've done has been for the ultimate good of the people and the welfare of the
Yeah,
Soviet
yeah,
state.
that's what they all
Mm,
say. Bunch
The
of
state's
crap.
welfare or your welfare.
That's what I
They're
want to
one
say.
and the same.
One and the same, my rear end.
he's gonna kill him.
He's gonna
We
kill
need
him.
to close the gap between our highest communist ideals and the cruel reality I saw today.
Right. So here, instead of having these nebulous ideals of goodness, he is more attuned to, a more easily identifiable set of ideals, which is this ideal.
Yeah, which. Ah!
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens next.
Yes.
Then I urge you to try. But you'll quickly find that the only way to achieve that goal is to follow my example.
Yeah, she's,
The
yeah.
unpleasant truth, my son, is
Don't
that
follow
certain
Stalin's
people
example.
must
Don't.
die in order for the system to work.
Well, he just said someone has to die for the system to work, and I think, he spoke too soon because I think he's gonna die soon.
Yeah, watch your words. Watch your words, Joseph. It's gonna come to bite you in the neck,
Wise
Uncle Joe.
words.
Oh,
Oh, here it comes.
oh my gosh.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That looks so scary.
Wow.
He has mustaches.
He's just so scared. They can't believe what they saw.
Yeah.
What now?
And I like that he's what I appreciate is that he's conflicted because he's just killed a man who's raised him for such a long time.
How old is he here? Like 30?
Oh my gosh, how that's the thing. No one specifies his name or age. Like I have not seen the film, but I don't think anybody's specifying it. I'm thinking, judging on how he looks, he must be pushing 30. I guess he's our age, and this is why he's having a crisis because we're having one.
No, he's not 18.
No, I don't think, even if he's a Kryptonian master, whatever, cool alien dude, I don't think 18-year-olds on that planet look like that. He's
Not like
30.
those anime protagonists who are all 18 years old
They're
and
all
they're
15 and
extremely accomplished.
they have shredded abs like Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach. 15 years old and he's got shredded abs like a washboard. Uh, boy, he's Christ twice in this thing, honestly. I want to give him a hug. I'm like, get away from the Soviet Union. I don't know. We'll send you to Hawaii or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Now I save the world.
I'm worried than this.
Oh, so he thought he was going to save the world by killing him, right? He's still very straightforward in terms of his thinking.
He's way too linear. Like this, he's very linear. He's as linear as this. That's how linear his thinking.
Yeah, he is. And I think, do you think it's a kind of escapism on his part? He prefers to think linearly so he doesn't have to question his own ideals because he's already invested so much into his ideals.
I think this version really shows that. I think with other versions of Superman, it kind of fuddles a bit because you're not dealing with a rigid political system, because in this one he's not in the other incarnations he's not political, but in this one he is, because the way we're seeing the society built is that the politics just become an intricate part. Like they cannot be separated from a personal life. That's what makes that
Mhm.
kind of, living under those kind of regimes kind of scary, because it's like the state is your life and your life is the state. Now,
Mhm.
people can chime in what they think of that, and I welcome any kind of crazy debacle. No, I don't, but you can comment. Um, but personally, I find that a terrifying aspect, and you know, I think the sad thing is, this is probably one of the sweetest, innocent versions of Superman out there, because he's just very pure-hearted, but it gets so warped because of this driven to stick to an ideology. No
Mhm.
matter what, that's the frightening thing. That's the scary, terrifying thing. That's more frightening than having a villain who wants to create chaos. This
That's
becomes
true.
like, I don't know, like the worst god you could think of.
I actually think now that he's not really that much like Andre. I think he's a little bit more like Kirka because, thinking about the whole communist ideal thing, Kirka from your novel, 70 Fierce Years, is obsessed with the communist ideal. And that's why he becomes a double agent for the communists.
Exactly. That's why he doesn't. That's why he betrays Andre. Oh,
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should do an analysis of Soviet Superman and Kirka in a future podcast because we haven't talked that much about Kirka.
no, we haven't. We need to do it. I want to make Kirka hotter. Why was I
We
thinking
don't have any art of him so far. I mean, other
that?
than the
No,
Sims stuff.
no, it might make him hotter, but I don't know. We already have two hot, buff, dark-haired men. Should I add another one? Why not?
What's
They're
the
all
second
fun.
one? It's only Andre.
No, but we got Tonchenka.
Oh, right, but he's minor.
You know what? I'm gonna make Kirka good looking, so that way he can be like the Bruce Wayne to Andre's Clark Kent, I guess, or
But
vice
all
versa.
of them are good looking, right? I mean, I don't think they were ever meant to be not good looking. I mean, even you said, Evsei is
And like
very good looking.
60, and he can still turn heads because he looks like that. Oh, I can't pronounce his name because I forgot his name, but the really hot actor from 17 Seconds of Summer.
Right. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you so much for this interesting reaction video, and we're gonna be doing more of these in the future. This
Yes.
was our first ever reaction video done on Restream, so I hope
Yes.
this is good. I
I
think it
hope
was
it's
good.
good. And I guess just to add, I don't know why, but why do I find Soviet Superman so hot? Like he's even hotter than like the American animated versions. I don't know. Did they draw him differently? I don't know.
It might be the accent,
Is it probably the
right?
accent?
Yeah.
The accent and the colors. That's what makes him hotter. Um, I don't know. Maybe his jawline's more defined. I don't know.
I think he's always drawn like that. Maybe
That's
it's his
true.
expressions too, because I think he is less jovial and more serious. While the
That-
American Superman has more Americanized, which is more expressive expressions.
That's true. I do find this very hot though.
Right. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.